In this tutorial, we're going to show you different ways of uploading models into SAMMI, and we're going to do that using different databases. So for SPML models, there are two different ways that you can do that. So one way you can upload the whole model. So for example, we're going to download one here from the Path Bank. This is a database for several metabolic pathways and other types of pathways. It's a very good resource. And we're going to take, for example, just the first one here, pyruvate metabolism, and we're going to download the SBML. And if you go back to SAMMI, we're going to say load a single SBML model, and that is going to load the whole model at once. Right? Now here you have the squares are reaction nodes, the round ones are metabolite nodes, and this is kind of what a model looks like when you first load it. This is fine for a small model, but if you have a large model, you can parse the model as you load. So here now we're going to the big database, another available resource for metabolic models. And if you take, for example, the Recon 3D human reconstruction, you have over 10,000 reactions, you have almost 6,000 metabolites, and that can get very busy if you load it all at once. We're going to download the JSON here, but the XML would have done as well. So in this case, we go back here and say let's load the model to parse. Select it, and that's going to load this next screen. You can load parsing files. These are just lists of reaction IDs. I'll refer to the documentation for that. In this example, we're going to parse based on model annotation. So here we're going to say reactions, for example, and subsystem, and this is going to generate several graphs, each for a different subsystem annotated in the model. So for example, here we have alanine and aspartate metabolism, and here are all the different ones, right? I have galactose metabolism, or citric acid cycle up here, right? And you can navigate between the different subgraphs. The next way you can upload a model is Biopacks model. So here we're going to exemplify this using Metabolic. So for example, you can say glycolysis and search. There's different flavors of glycolysis over here. We're going to say the one from glucose, and we're going to download here the Biopacks form of that. So for this one, you can actually load several models at once. I downloaded a couple of other ones in the interest of time. So you go over here and say load Biopacks model, and I'm going to select glycolysis and other Biopacks models I've previously downloaded. So pentose phosphate pathway TCA cycle, and this is again similarly going to generate a subgraph for each of those models you load. So this is glycolysis, pentose phosphate pathway, TCA cycle, and you could load as many as you want. The last way you can load a model is directly from KEGG. You don't have to go to KEGG for that. We have a functionality here where you just load a KEGG pathway. You click on the button, and you just select whichever organism you want. So for example, if you want fruit fly, or if you want humans, just type autocomplete, click on that button, and that is going to load your model. Right? And again, these are all the different metabolic pathways annotated on KEGG.